Good evening again, folks. A wee bonus feature for us this evening.
Hello.
Uh,
Hello.
as I said, we had this little challenge that was going on. I was asked to find one in France, and I've asked Cliff to find one in France. He will come and share it with us at some point with a little blind tasting. But we also gave Clark a wee challenge to try and find a wee whiskey while he was on his holidays.
But I
Clark's
wasn't
been on a
in.
wee cruise. That's it. So you've been on a wee cruise and you've been to loads of different countries. I was
I
only
was in.
wishing that you would have picked up a bottle for every one of them, because that would have
Well,
made it really interesting for us.
that would have been good.
when,
That
when
would have
we,
been good.
when we got there. But I'm not sure your good lady wife would have been happy at you buying, 5 or 6 different malt whiskies while you're
She
away.
might not. She wasn't bothered about this one because this was the house whiskey on the ship. So this was the one that I was drinking. In fact, I drank this every day on the ship, and I've had a half of it every day since I come home. So that's been about a fortnight. I've been drinking this every day. So it's called the old level. So I've got
For
about half a
medicinal
bottle of it.
purposes only, obviously, Clark.
Well, it's been helping me with everything.
Your
It's,
lumbago.
it's really good. It's my lumbago as well. It's great for lumbago. Right, so it's
Tell me a wee bit
it's
about
for
Clark. So it's a blended malt whiskey.
it's a blended malt whiskey, aged in oak barrels at 40%, and that's about all I can tell you about it.
Where is it bottled? I think you told me it was bottled in Spain or somewhere.
It says that, aye, that's right. It's distilled and blended in Scotland, bottled by Tishen in is that how you pronounce that? Tishen? Mm. Spain. So that's where it's bottled.
Spain. Okay. So why? I mean, apart from it being the house
Bruce Malt.
whiskey, and it was part of your package, and you got it for
It was in the
nil.
package.
It was part of
Well,
it. Is that the
well,
is
there's
that the only reason you drank it, or was it actually quite good?
I actually quite enjoyed it. I was quite happy to drink it. If I hadn't been, then I could have had whatever else was available and paid half price for it. But
Right.
no, I was quite happy to drink
So
this.
you
As
were
I
quite
said,
happy with this one.
I drank it every day. So
And I suppose the thing that we're going to find with this one, Clark, is we're not going to actually have. You're not going to be able to buy this anywhere, and I don't know if you can go and buy Old Level online or wherever. It might just be produced for whatever it was, Fred Olsen on his cruises, or Royal Caribbean or whatever. There are other cruise companies available, kind of thing. We don't want to be advertising for one particular cruise company.
yes, it could be exclusive for them. It could be, but I don't know. You can have a look online and see if you can buy a bottle of it. But
So this is completely different for the last one we had because the colour in this is,
it's very pale.
a lot lighter. It's a
Very pale.
lovely
Sweet.
golden, liquid sunshine colour.
That's right. Aye. Very, very pale.
And
Well, it's
yep,
very, very pale. A bit paler than that, but you're right. Not a great deal of. Well, it suggests.
Clark,
Well,
I'm going to suggest that this is quite young
it
as
could
a
well
blend.
be. Aye. It could
And
well
the
be.
reason I'm suggesting that is just because of what I'm looking at
Aye.
on the glass. Is it there's very little legs on my glass. I mean, it might be just I've got a dirty glass or something. No,
Could
because
have.
mother glass is over there. This is a completely clean glass, but
But I've got
it's quite
quite a few legs.
quite light in it.
Aye.
Oh, it's very
Yeah.
citrusy, Clark. Oh wow,
It is. Aye. Why? Uh-huh.
goodness gracious! It's like it's very orange and citrusy. Oranges and lemons, say the
Yes,
bells of St.
absolutely.
Clement.
Uh-huh. Yes, it is.
Wow, that's it's not dissimilar to a kind of Cointreau type nose.
Well, that's a good point. Aye. Aye. So it is. Aye.
Oh,
That's a good point. So it is. Aye.
again, it's got those floral notes. It's very citrusy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
very
Mm-hmm.
light, and there's a little bit of that spiciness. It interacts with your nostrils when you have a wee
Mm-hmm.
nose with it. You get that kind of prickliness in
Yeah.
your nostrils.
Yeah. Yeah.
It smells very sweet too.
I found it
I
to be
can see
quite
why I
sweet.
can see why you like that. There's a kind of apple blossom
Oh, you're on a roll tonight, by the way. Well,
And a wee
very
drop
good.
pear drop in the back, and a wee drop pear drop in the background. That is. So you've got that citriness, but it also brings in that floral apple blossom, pear drops,
Mhm.
and a bit of pineapple in there. That's that. That
Oh,
nose is what's going for it. I
you're
really like
really.
that. That's. Oh yeah, yeah.
It's a nice nose, isn't it? Aye,
It's a lovely.
aye.
I mean, it is so floral. I mean, it's got that. It's quite complex with all those notes going on in your nostrils as you take that on. But that's like I like that. That's quite nice. I'm going to have a wee taste of this.
I think you should.
Oh. I'm getting that. This is really peary. This is like a pear cider type thing. It's not as citrusy on the palate
Listen, the smell,
as
you're
it
right.
is on the nose. I
Yes.
feel like I've just bitten into a big juicy pear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Very light, Clark.
It tastes different to me tonight from what I'm used to tasting because, well, I think the reason for that is because I've just had a different dram a few minutes ago,
Yeah.
and it's influencing what I think of this.
Do you know what I'm getting a little hint of? This is really strange. Chocolate. I'm getting a little chocolatey note that's sitting right at the back of that. That is on the finish. It's really nice. It's like a that. Goodness, I've either drunk too much or I'm.
Well, I can't answer that one. I've no idea what you've been up to today.
You know what it is? It's like you have one of those dark chocolate banana things that you used to get. So I'm getting that pineapple banana pear drop with a little bit of dark chocolate with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Good.
that's I can understand. If I had been on the ship with you, Clark, they may not have had any whiskey left by the end of it because I think the two of us could have drank quite a considerable amount of that. I don't think they probably had much left after you were on the cruise either because you probably drank a considerable amount of that.
Well, I have to say, I wasn't the only person who drank some.
Are you sure?
Aye. I met a few other guys that were drinking whiskey, so aye. Drank a few with them, in fact.
Yeah. No. I still prefer the one that I had the last time. But this is nice. As a blended malt, again, I
Aye.
think this
Mm-hmm.
this is a lovely jam.
Mm-hmm. I don't suspect the cruise company was paying an awful lot of money for it. They wouldn't have spent a lot of money on their house whiskey, you
No,
know.
probably not. Not for them to kind of just. Having been on cruises as well, Clark, they do tend to just be very generous with their measures when they pour them. It's not like they've got a wee Jaeger and they're actually wee Jaeger and they're just jigger putting it in and whatever. They usually just tend to empty the bottle and then say, "Is that okay, sir?" So it's part of your package. You're paid for it anyway, so it makes no difference to them whether you give you a 50 a Jill, or whatever. They'll just give you whatever you're getting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's lovely. It's still got that. I love that florally, citrusy notes on the nose. That's something that I do like.
Mm-hmm.
And that palate's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it is very light on the glass. I don't think it's that long aged,
It
but
probably isn't. No.
it's it is a lovely jam. I'm going to get down to doing a bit of scoring on this, Clark. I don't know if you're ready to go down that route or if you've already done it.
Aye. No, I haven't done it yet. It's just that I'm
Right.
just
Okay.
wondering. I have a tendency to get carried away myself sometimes when I like something, but I'll need to try and be a bit kind of sensible about this because it's no the last one.
Oh, wait a
Any
minute,
man
wait a minute, wait a minute.
But
Clark Leaper and sensible didn't go in the same sentence together. I
not
have known
usually,
you
not usually, no. Not usually, no.
for almost odd years, Clark, right? I've known you for about 40 years, and I've never known you to be sensible, right?
Well, thank goodness for that.
In fact, you're falling out of trees and stuff like that. I mean, that's no sensible. Falling out of a tree into your back garden that's no sensible.
No, no, you've got a fair point there.
So
My wife would
let's
agree
not
with you.
spoil a lifetime. Let's not spoil the habit of lifetime and become sensible now at
Right,
our
okay.
tender age that we are,
Okay, right.
right?
I'll
That's
just,
just
I'll
what we
just,
are.
I'll just
If
screw
we'd
this.
been sensible, we would have started the tasting bothy to start with.
I don't know about that.
So
Right, okay, we'll just screw it in its own merits and we'll forget about what's happened before.
good. Then I'm going to tell you a wee story once we're finished that, when we get there. So
Aye.
I've not scored it quite as highly as I did the last one.
No, neither have I.
I think it's a nice dram, and I do think you've been very fortunate to have had such a lovely dram on your cruise that you got to drink for nothing. Well, you didn't get to drink for nothing. You paid for the cruise and you paid for the package, but you know what I mean.
Was that what you mean? Mm-hmm.
So I have
Mm-hmm.
scored it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You're totting it up. I have
Go
scored
on then.
this 86.
Oh, yeah,
So
very well done, Willie.
eh?
I'm putting this
It's a
20.
nice dram. It's a nice dram. I think it's an easy drinking dram. I think, and
It's nice.
if you've never drunk malt whiskey before and you were on a cruise and somebody said to you, I'm going to
Have a,
introduce you to a dram, this would
yeah.
be it. And as a blended malt, this is a lovely blended malt.
Yeah, see, aye. I was fair pleased to find that this was the stuff I was getting. Right, well,
So
I've scored it before. I've given
I
it
would
21s all the way.
congratulate you on that. You've scored it as
I've scored it 21 all the way, so that makes it 84. So you've outscored me this time.
yes, just slightly, but we're never ever that far apart.
No, usually. No, usually.
No.
I could have done more, but I felt that I didn't want to be outrageous here. And no doubt you're going to make some comment about that as well, about me being outrageous.
Well, normally this is going the same sentence either. I've never known you to be outrageous ever. I'm trying to think the last time you were out. I'm trying to think the last time you were outrageous.
Right, okay. All
Uh,
right, okay.
and to be honest, I can't really. There isn't anything that comes to mind other than falling out a tree,
Outrageous,
which which was outrageous. Possibly when we've been away with a caravan, we've had maybe one too many drams of an evening,
Well, that's more than once then.
and that was maybe mere they were out for ages rather than outrageous. I want to tell you this wee story. So yesterday, obviously,
Aye.
we know, and I've shared before, that I have a distillery ambassador's role at Rosebank Distillery. So I was working yesterday and today, and yesterday morning, two German gentlemen came into the distillery. They're over from the town that's twinned with Falkirk. So they came over, they were meeting with the Lord Provost on Friday at Callender House, and then they had a tour of the distillery on the Friday afternoon. They have a distillery in the village that they live in. I'm not mentioning any names at the moment, which is called St Killian. And they've been coming over to Falkirk all these years, and there's never been a distillery local for them in Falkirk to visit.
Aye.
And they always stay in the Park Hotel, which is on the Camlin Road, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And they've always looked at Rosebank, and they've wished for years that the Rosebank distillery would be open.
It was there, right?
They came last year, and obviously we were in the process of reopening and reawakening Rosebank, and the renovation works were on. And of course, they've come this year, and the distillery was open. So they came in for a little visit. They got a tour yesterday, and on Friday, and they came in yesterday to thank the staff for the tour that they had on the Friday, and they brought little pin badges from the local community and whatever. And I was on yesterday, and I got chatting to the guys and whatever, and they started to share their story about the distillery that they have in Germany and how there was a prisoner of war camp in Germany, and they keep all their casks in the old cells that were there at the distillery. So it was really interesting. So they then had a booklet on everything, and I began to look through the booklet, and I said to the gentleman, do you have a bottle? Can I buy this online? And he said, yeah, you can buy it online. And that was as much as the conversation went, and they left. About 10 minutes later, they arrived back with a lovely gift bag for me, and they had a bottle of St. Killian. I said to them, look, I can't accept gifts. We're not allowed to accept gifts. I've got to buy it. So that is what I did. So I bought the bottle of malt whiskey from them. It is fantastic little bottle. I've stuck it on our Instagram page. It's the shape of a still. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's 53.9 ABV. And now we have a German malt whiskey. So we've tried our French malt whiskey. We're going very European here. And I will open this tonight, and I will pour it into a little dram jar for you, which you can take up the road. And then in the tasting bothy, we will have a little taste of the St. Killian from Bavaria in Germany.
Yeah, this sounds like a great idea to me.
Honestly, I hope there are more people that visit our distillery at Rosebank, the better, and that they come from all over the world, and I can talk to them about their whiskies and whether or not I can buy them online or whatever. And I bought it online anyway, but the fact that they had a bottle with them was even better. So I have that, and we will have a look at that. One of the things I've noticed about this distillery, though, is the amount of awards that they've won for their malt whiskey. And one of the prestigious awards that everybody wants to win is what's known as the San Francisco Award. And they have won it twice. So this, I think, is going to be an absolutely tremendous dram. It's called the Single Malt Whiskey Signature Edition 13. So I have a funny feeling that we are in for a huge treat when we have our international night. So I will get Cliff involved because he's going to do the blind tasting. We'll have our French whiskey, we'll have our German whiskey, and we'll have the whiskey that Cliff has as well. So I think, for us, it will be a little evening that we can get together and have a dram and see what we think of those as well. So, far be it from me to plug Rosebank Distillery, but if you've not been to visit it yet, you need to get yourself along there. It's a fantastic tour. You get some fantastic drams because we also own Glengoyne and Tamdhu, and you'll get to try some of those if you're on the Reawakening tour. If you really want to taste the Rosebank 31-year-olds, you want to get on the Rekindling tour. And if you've got the money, you want to get yourself booked on the Revered tour, where you'll get all Rosebanks of varying ages. And it's a superb 3 or 4 hours with us at the distillery. So there's some fantastic things to go on with it as well. So, but it's been a great evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, Clark. It's nice to have you back. We'll do this very shortly. We've got so many drams. I'll let you have a wee go at that St. Killian, and then we've got all those ones that you've kind of dropped off to me, and we've got the Edinburgh Castle whiskey to drink as well.
So I'm looking here, and I've got about 3 or 4 of them. Maybe 3 or 4 of them sitting there. You've given me. So
we will get into these over the next couple of weeks, and then as we get into August, Cliff comes back. I think he's back off holiday today, and I'm no doubt he'll be champing at the bit to get, his French whiskey up to us and everything else. So we'll get all that sorted out. But no, it's been good to have you back, and I will wish you the best. I'm going off to watch the Olympics, see if we win any gold medals, and see how the folks are getting on down there. So, Slans Clark, have a great evening, and we'll speak to you soon. Cheers now. Bye bye.
Good night.